Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will note at the outset that I regret I was not able to be here at the hearing on Friday. I joined my colleague, Senator Cornyn, down in West Texas, visiting with the victims of that horrific accident. And I want to thank my colleagues and the millions of Americans who have lifted up the citizens of West who have been suffering through that tragedy. Both West Texas and obviously Boston have both, in the past week, had horrific tragedies, and all of us are lifting up those who lost their lives, their families and loved ones, and the many who are injured and suffering. And so I'm grateful for the great many prayers for the citizens of West and their suffering. I want to thank each of the three of you for being here today, for your very able testimony, and for your hard work and commitment to immigration reform. And indeed, I would like to thank all of the members of the so-called Gang of Eight, who I think have worked very, very hard on this very difficult issue to try to reach a solution to a very difficult problem. And so I commend the efforts of the four Democrats, the four Republicans, who have worked very hard on this. I think there is enormous agreement in this country that our immigration system right now is broken. I think that's bipartisan agreement. I think it is across the country. I think there are huge challenges. I think those challenges are particularly acute in the agricultural area. And I will note, for me, this is an issue that is not simply abstract. I am proud to be the son of an immigrant who came from Cuba with nothing, and to be the grandson of an agricultural worker. My grandfather worked in the sugar canes on a plantation in Cuba in very difficult circumstances. And indeed, I would note, and in fact I'd like to commend the senior senator from California for this very substantive report that she's put together. I think it is very well done, and I think it very effectively tells the story of how the current system is not working. Indeed, I made a point of reading the section on Texas, and I will note that what is contained there very much comports with what I have heard from farmers and ranchers throughout the state of Texas. Agriculture is critical to my state, as it is to her state, and I suspect to the states of every member of this committee. I think all of us would like to see a bill that fixes the broken immigration system. And I would suggest, in my view, the strategy that will be effective to pass a bill is to focus where there is wide bipartisan agreement. That's how we'll actually get a bill passed. And in my judgment, there are two broad areas where there is bipartisan agreement right now. Number one, I think there is bipartisan agreement that we've got to get serious about securing the border, that we need to increase manpower, that we need to increase technology, that we need to fix the problem. In a post-9/11 world, I think it doesn't make sense right now that we don't know the criminal history, we don't know the background of those coming in, and I think there's wide agreement we should fix that, including the problem of visa overstays, which is a significant component of illegal immigration today. I think there is likewise wide bipartisan agreement that we need to improve legal immigration, that we need to streamline it, that we need to reduce the bureaucracy, reduce the red tape, reduce the waiting periods. One of the things that all three of the witnesses have talked about today are the difficulties of the existing H-2A system and having that system work. And one of the reasons we see illegal immigration at the levels we do is because our legal immigration system is not working effectively. And I think we should all be champions of legal immigrants making the system work, and not just welcoming but celebrating legal immigrants. I think if we are going to see an immigration reform bill pass, that should be the focus of the bill. I think if instead the bill includes elements that are deeply divisive, and I would note that I don't think there is any issue in this entire debate that is more divisive than a path to citizenship for those who are here illegally. In my view, any bill that insists upon that jeopardizes the likelihood of passing any immigration reform bill. So it is my hope that passing a bipartisan bill addressing areas of common agreement, securing the border, improving legal immigration, improving agricultural workers to ensure that we have workers who are here out of the shadows, able to work legally. I hope that that reform legislation will not be held hostage to an issue that is deeply, deeply divisive, namely a pathway to citizenship. In my view, that's how we get something done. We focus on areas of agreement, not on areas of disagreement, and I'm hopeful that over the course of consideration, we'll see some consensus come together to do exactly that. Thank you.